45th president. Well, earlier today on Little Rock Arc, we brought together two prominent members of the Republican and Democratic parties in Arkansas to talk about the political climate and how it can be changed for the better.
Channel 7's Kaylin Clay was a part of that discussion. She joins us now in studio with more. Kaylin.
Chris Beth, political consultant Bill Vickery, and State Senator Clark Tucker joined us to share reactions, thoughts, and empathy in regard to the attempted assassination. And when we spoke earlier today, Vickery described the event as stirring and earth-moving. And Senator Tucker used the word shocking and said he was reminded of America in the 1960s. Tucker said that the country isn't sick in his eyes, but he believes this is an example of the actions of one sick person.
Really, the idea of America is perfect. And in a way, the history of our country is where we've fallen short and us aspiring to reach that. And obviously what happened Saturday is an example of us falling short.
And political consultant Bill Vickery has been active in Arkansas politics for years. Bill is all too familiar with our history, and he reflected on how we move forward together after this past weekend's incident.
We can talk and run down the United States, but it's at moments like this that we come together, and I think you see the best angels of our nature going forward.
Gentleman also commented on whether or not this incident will impact the coming election in November. Vickery says there is a tone that strikes for a more unified America and that campaign strategies are being altered. And while Tucker doesn't think it will drastically impact the election itself, he says he hopes it changes the tone around it. On your side, I'm Kaylin Clay.
All right, Kaylin, thanks so much. And to hear the full interview from today, you can visit our website. Just head over to katv.com. Well, before Saturday's shooting, Ronald Reagan was the last president injured in an assassination attempt back in 1981. All told, there have been 15 direct assaults on U.S. presidents, president-elects, and candidates, 5 of them successful, resulting in deaths. Professor of history David Welke at UCA told KATV that Reagan's assassination attempt still holds a lot of strong memories for many Americans.
Very famously, as he was being wheeled into the emergency room, he looked at the doctors standing over him and quipped, "I hope that you're all Republicans," or something along those lines. And so somebody's response to an event like this can reinforce a political narrative about that person.
While Saturday's motives are still unclear, Professor Welke says historically these acts have had different effects on Americans.
Well, members of a Pine Bluff organization came together today to speak out against violence at what they called the Make Some Noise for Peace event.
At the event, they honored families who lost loved ones to gun violence. Channel 7's Emma Allen has this story tonight.
At noon, you could hear bells ringing throughout Pine Bluff today.
We coming together as some members of the Pine Bluff Faith Community Coalition to just pray about these things that we're having in our city, our state, and our nation.
A group taking a stand against gun violence, ringing the bell outside the historic Elm Grove Missionary Baptist Church 12 times for each of the families that lost a loved one in a homicide this year, and one time for the city, state, the president, and the nation.
Use words and not weapons to solve your problems. This nation has no place for violence. No community has a place for violence. We ought to live in peace.
Deputy Chief Shirley Warrior with the Pine Bluff Police Department said there are certain areas in Pine Bluff with more violence. So the department created a program called Glock 40 to try and combat that violence.
So we want the bad guys to know that we're there. We also want the good guys to know too, our grandma know the police is in their area. So we got a commitment that we're going to ride in their areas with our lights on. The sheriff department, they committed to do the same thing. State police committed to do the same thing.
On your side, I'm Emma Allen.
Emma, thank you. According to the Brady organization, 327 people are shot in the United States every day. On average, 117 die.